Don from Copperfield has a question about fence repair.
Well, he wants your advice on this, Tom. Don writes, I have a section of an old wood fence that needs to be repaired, and I'd like to try to repair it instead of replacing the whole thing. Well, who wouldn't? And he's heard you talk about 2 types of slats, and he wants to know which kind to get.
You have pressure treated and you have cedar. The cedar today is coming over from overseas. It's not the full thickness. It's not domestic.
China?
Well, not necessarily. It could be Southeast Asian. Some of it might even be coming from South America.
South America?
I don't know if they have cedar there. Anyway, doesn't matter.
How's it getting across the border?
Pressure-treated lumber is still your full thickness, and it's still a better pine. It's a better material today. But as far as the cedar goes, it's super cheap. And if you have an old fence that you're just trying to nurse and you don't want to spend much money, I actually would tell them to get the cedar from overseas right now because it's still going to be the newest part of the whole fence because the rest of the fence is probably rotting away too. So don't spend a lot of money. And the pressure-treated planks, which are more domestic, because they're pine, they are heavier, and your old fence might not be able to carry the weight.
What's going to happen when he starts replacing some of these old slats with new slats?
Probably going to have to build a new fence.
I'm thinking.
But that's why I don't want you to spend a lot of money. If you're building a new fence, I'm a pressure-treated guy now because of the fact that you can't get full, thick domestic fence pickets anymore. All the cedar here in the United States and coming out of Canada is going towards siding and trim and the more expensive parts of how they can sell it. And fence pickets are cheap, and they don't really want to get in that market because there's not a lot of money to be made.
No margin.
You can't compete with the overseas stuff anymore.
We'll see about that.
Well, we don't know.
That's what we need.
True.
We need a tariff on pickets.
Hey,
then we'll have. Wait a second. If people protested tariffs on pickets, would they be picketers or picketing pickets? Which would it be?
Moving on.
Send us your questions.
Yes.
To HomeShowRadio.com. We'll answer them one way or another, like we did in these other videos. And of course, you can always subscribe to our channel.